Archangel Michael says the doorway between worlds is thinnest when the heart grows quiet and the air changes shape around your name. A hush moves through the room like a silk ribbon, and every small sound begins to carry meaning. Tonight the veil behaves like breath on glass, and a message draws letters in the fog. A loved one who crossed over stands at the lip of your memory. They place a hand over your shoulder the way they did in better seasons. Warmth gathers where they touch, and an invisible thread pulls you to listen. The warning arrives in layers that open like folded paper. First there is a flicker in the corner of your sight that refuses to be explained away. Then a scent you know too well drifts across the room and sits beside you like an old friend. This is not an accident, and it is not imagination. The other side moves with purpose when time is urgent. What must be said reaches for you with the clarity of a bell. The one who loved you speaks without sound, and the meaning travels through the body. Every hair along your arms becomes an antenna. Your ribs feel like an open gate that invites a sacred wind. They say your steps are about to touch a path that was built by hands that do not wish you well. Quiet agreements were made in rooms where your name had no protection. You are being moved by invisible currents toward a decision that will echo for years. You are not alone inside this moment. A light like a blue shield stands at your back. It hums the way stars might hum if you could hear them. Doors that seemed harmless carry locks that are not visible to the eye. You have been offered an invitation that feels sweet but was poured from a bitter source. The person behind it practices smiles that do not reach their eyes. Your loved one opens a memory to help you understand. They show you the afternoon where you ignored your own instinct and paid the price. They place that memory beside the present moment so you can recognize the pattern. The warning is simple even if the surrounding noise is loud. Protect your name. Protect your path. An unseen clock is running with numbers that do not belong to this world. The message must be held before dawn decides to erase it. The thread that connects you to this voice will thin when the first birds begin to sing. You feel the room lean toward the sound of their presence. Curtains rest in a wind that never touches your face. The light bulb hums with a different tone as if it has found its purpose. They bring symbols that are easy to miss if you look too hard. The first is a line that appears again and again in your day. The second is a color that keeps following you like a loyal pet. The third is a phrase you overhear twice in places that never speak to each other. Follow those markers the way a traveler follows lanterns across a field. The safest road wears signs that ordinary eyes ignore. You already know which turn to take because your body has been practicing the answer while you sleep. Something of yours is being asked for under a different name. The shape of the request looks like help but takes like hunger. Agreeing to it would teach your future to live on its knees. Your loved one stands taller as they speak this part. They always hated seeing you give away what was never demanded. Their love arrives like a coat thrown over your shoulders in cold rain. The person planning the pressure studies your routine. They chart your moods and circle the hours where you are softest. They will choose one of those hours soon. You are learning a new form of courage that does not shout. It sits quietly and knows its size. It answers pressure with clarity. The voice from beyond asks you to perform one gentle action tonight. Write your name once on a clean piece of paper and place your hand over it. Breathe until the page feels warm and then fold it toward yourself 3 times as if bringing yourself home. The page will remember the contract you have with your own life. It will teach your space to answer only to you. It will keep other hands from touching what is sacred. Your loved one mentions the object that carries the wrong story. It may be a ring you wear out of habit or a photograph you keep for guilt instead of love. It holds a promise that belongs to a past that no longer fits your skin. Release what pulls you backward. The door behind you does not lead to a room you can live in anymore. The present moment needs both of your hands. You will soon walk into a conversation where your boundaries will be tested. The person across from you will speak quickly and insist that time is running out. Their urgency is a costume hiding a hollow center. Remember the pace of your own breath and the way your name sounds when you say it slowly. Power returns when you follow your own rhythm. Decisions age well when they are not rushed. Your protector sharpens the edges of your awareness. Your senses begin to pick up the quiet signals floating under every interaction. You can tell which smiles carry teeth and which paths carry thorns. There is an account of your life written in places you cannot yet see. The lines are beautiful because you lived them with courage. None of those lines require you to shrink to fit into someone else's plan. The warning carries one more layer. Someone is preparing to bend your story by retelling it without the chapters that show your strength. They want to collapse you into a single mistake and claim that is the whole book. Do not offer your narrative to their small container. Memory belongs to the one who lived it. Your voice knows the roads your feet have walked. Your loved one steps closer. Their presence feels like the first morning after a long fever. You rise without trying and your sight clears. They remind you of the time you shared a meal and laughed until your ribs hurt. They place that brightness in your chest so you can use it like a lantern. Light is information and laughter is proof. You will hear your name at least once in the next stretch of hours in a way that feels set apart. The room will tilt toward it and the air will turn cool for a heartbeat. That is your signal to pause and choose the wider road. You may notice doors that do not open even when you push. Those are not failures. Those are walls that protect your future from rooms that would have starved it. The person who passed away speaks from the clean side of their own story. They do not carry the weight they carried here. Their voice is steady and patient. They confess that they did not always see clearly when they were living. They missed opportunities to stand beside you in bigger ways. They offer this warning as a way to place gold where there was once silence. You are asked to listen with the same tenderness you wish others had given you. There is no scolding in these words. There is only rescue. In the next few days, you will be offered a shortcut. It will look simple and taste sweet and ask for only a small piece of your integrity. That small piece is the key to your true door. Keep it in your pocket. Walk the longer road that was designed for your pace. Your destiny stretches its shoulders when you choose correctly. You are being steered away from a contract that is not written in ink you can trust. The paper will be fine and the font will be charming. The clause that matters will be hidden in plain sight. Your loved one helps your eyes find the sentence that reveals the whole design. You will feel the wind change when you see it. You will set the pen down and keep the freedom you were about to sign away. If you notice electronics behaving like they have hearts, do not be afraid. Lights may blink with perfect timing. Music may start on the exact lyric that names what you need. A photo might slide to the top of a drawer without hands. A book might fall open to a line that reads like a letter. These are the ways your guardian measures the room and adjusts it for your safety. Your intuition is not a whisper tonight. It is the voice of a river in spring. It carries branches and proof. You will dream in colors that mean more than the colors. Blue will pull your shoulders back. Gold will remind your spine how to stand. White will comb your thoughts until they lay smooth. Wake with the image that floats above the others. That is the scene your day will turn toward. Step into it with the gentleness of someone entering a sacred library. The voice from beyond tells you to prepare a room inside your calendar for rest. Good changes will need a place to land. Busy hours cannot hold blessings that want to stretch. You will begin to gather what was scattered. Old confidence will stop wandering and sit by the door to wait for you. Creativity will return from its long walk and ask for a desk. The person who loved you explains that the threat dissolves when you refuse to feed it. Attention is a kind of water. You can choose what grows in your garden. They ask you to speak one sentence aloud when you are alone. It goes like this. My name is mine and my next step belongs to the light. Say it once with your hand over your heart. Feel your own warmth answer you. Wear that warmth the way sailors wear stars. Your path receives new guardrails as soon as you commit to it. They are made of choices that match your values. They do not hurt when you bump into them. You see the faces that have earned the right to advise you. They shine gently in your mind. You know who they are because your shoulders drop when you picture them. Trust the messages that arrive wrapped in peace rather than panic. Peace speaks slowly and remembers your whole story. It does not use fear as a leash. The plan against you begins to lose its shape. It cannot hold itself upright without your consent. Its shadow shrinks in the light of your decision. Your loved one has one last piece to hand you. It is small enough to fit in a pocket but strong enough to bear weight. It is a memory of you standing up for yourself and smiling after. Carry that with you in the hours to come. Touch it when someone tries to move you from your center. Let it answer before your mouth does. The future unfolds like a map that was waiting for your steady hands. The lines are clear now. The legend makes sense. You begin to notice that everything supports you when you stand in your name. Doors open when they match your signature. Roads rise up when your feet choose them. A softness returns to the body as danger moves away. Your jaw unclenches as if it has been forgiven. Your eyes remember how to hold the horizon. You do not need to fight ghosts when you are lit from within. You do not need to prove your worth when you are seated in it. You do not need to explain your path to anyone who has never walked it. The other side nods with satisfaction. The message reached you before the dawn erased its letters. The rescue is in motion without noise. The one you loved steps back toward their world. Their smile looks like a promise kept. Their presence thins but their love does not. You will feel them again when a quiet breeze curls inside a closed room. You will know them by the calm that follows. You will continue by the light they helped you find. Your room becomes ordinary again but not the same. The air keeps some of the sweetness it borrowed. The floorboards hold your steps like a friend who learned your dance. You will soon witness small confirmations that your choice was right. A call will come that relieves a pressure you could not name. A message will arrive that opens a door you had been knocking on without sound. You will clear a drawer and make space without knowing why. A new thing will enter that space within a week and fit like it was measured in advance. The future loves rooms that are ready. Your protector places a final seal over the day. It looks like a quiet certainty that refuses to wobble. It sits in your chest and makes a home. You are no longer a field where other people plant plans that do not feed you. You are the keeper of your harvest and the author of your hours. You move by a compass that belongs to your soul. Let this night finish what it started on your behalf. Let the message fold into your bones where memory cannot erase it. Let tomorrow greet you like a door you chose. Walk forward with your head steady and your heart awake. Your name is clean and your promise is bright. The other side stands at the fence line and cheers without sound. You are shielded from the deal that would have emptied your pockets of peace. You are pointed away from the story that would have trapped your voice. You are walking toward a morning that recognizes you. Your loved one lingers just long enough to tuck a blessing into the seam of your life. It is small and shining and always within reach. It wakes when you do and rests when you rest. You were always meant to hear this. You were always meant to be on time for your own rescue. You were always meant to be loved in ways that leave no bruises. The hours ahead will carry a new simplicity. You will do what matches your center and decline what asks you to vanish. You will celebrate your own path the way the sky celebrates sunrise. Your room is quiet now but not empty. It is full of a presence that knows your name. It is held by a promise older than fear. You will meet yourself with respect in every mirror. You will treat your time like a garden and your words like seeds. You will watch good things grow from every choice that honors you. The night has done its work. The warning has wrapped around you like gentle armor. The morning will find you ready. What was planning to bend your path has already begun to lose its grip. What was hiding behind smiles has started to show its edges. What was meant to harm you will turn away without appetite. Your feet feel heavy and honest on the ground. Your lungs become wide and generous with air. Your hands know what they are meant to hold. Move forward in the lane that was always yours. Keep your name lit on the inside. Trust the signals that belong to your life. The message will not erase because you received it and lived it. The veil will close but wisdom will stay. The love that reached you tonight will not go dim. If anyone tries to pull you back into old rooms, offer them the light you carry and keep walking. You are permitted to leave what you have outgrown. You are permitted to keep the peace you earned. A quiet blessing continues to vibrate through the day like music under conversation. It turns ordinary moments into places of strength. It reminds your shoulders that they are allowed to rest. You will notice yourself smiling at the simplest things. A kettle's steam. A bird pausing on a wire. A patch of sun across the floor like gold poured from an invisible hand. Every small joy is a confirmation that you chose the living path. Every breath is a signature on your new agreement with yourself. Every step is a note in the song your future has been trying to teach you. The message from the other side has delivered you to the place where your life can open. You stand on the threshold with steady knees. You move through with a grace that belongs to you. You will remember tonight the way sailors remember the lighthouse. Not as a miracle that happened once, but as a direction you can trust. Not as a story about fear, but as a chapter about returning. Carry this calm into the tasks ahead and let it instruct the smallest motions. Wash the cup like prayer without words. Fold the clothes like a promise to live gently. Your loved one waves from a distance you can feel but not measure. The gesture means continue. The gesture means I am proud of you. You are guided, protected, and aligned. Your path is blessed with clarity. Your hours are loyal to your integrity. Every time you doubt, place your hand over your heart and let the warmth answer. Every time you are tempted, remember the coat of light across your shoulders. Every time you feel alone, recall the hush that carried your name. The day turns its face toward you like a friend who kept your place at the table. Sit and eat what nourishes you. Stand and walk when your strength says now. The voice from the other side becomes a quiet hum inside your own courage. You will not lose it because it has become you. You will not forget it because it lives in your steps. You have crossed through a night of messages and entered a morning of decisions. The decisions will be kind because you are kind to yourself. The outcomes will honor you because you honored the warning. The room is still. The breath is easy. The story is yours. You continue, steady and luminous, with a protection that does not need to be seen to be real. The path ahead carries the rhythm of your true name. The future nods and opens both hands. Your loved one's final gift is the certainty that you are never abandoned in the places that matter most. You are accompanied by guides whose only agenda is your peace. You are held by a love that refuses to let you vanish. Let this be the chapter where your life turns fully toward itself. Let this be the hour where you keep what you were always meant to keep. Let this be the day that remembers you. And so you rise, without fanfare and without apology, to live the version of your life that belongs to your soul. The warning has landed and transformed into wisdom. The message remains, safe inside the decisions you now carry. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says the night still holds a silver seam you can follow with your breath. The veil has shifted but the path remains drawn, patient as a shoreline. Step where the sand remembers your name and the water pulls back to let you through. A hush falls over the ordinary tools of your life. The cup on the counter feels like an altar. The doorway feels like a threshold that knows your weight by heart. Your loved one lingers in the margin between sound and meaning. They turn the pages of your memory with careful fingers. Every page settles without dust because the lesson has been learned. You are being moved into a season of clean choices. Nothing forced, nothing borrowed, nothing pretending to be medicine while acting like poison. Your yes is a contract of light and your no is a wall built from your own dignity. The warnings that once felt frightening now feel like maps. They do not accuse you, they escort you. They do not narrow you, they remove the clutter around your true width. You will notice a softness in how your day makes room for what matters. Tasks that once chewed at your edges lose their appetite. The hours begin to organize themselves around the center you reclaimed. Your protector works in quiet adjustments. A meeting shifts and saves you from a compromise you never needed. A delay appears and becomes the bridge you didn't know you lacked. You are not late. You are right on rhythm with a music you're finally able to hear. What feels like slowing is actually accuracy returning to your bones. There is a room in your future that only opens for the person you have become. The key is carved from self-respect. The lock smiles when you approach. Your loved one sets a lantern along the timeline of your week. It lights on a date that will matter, not because of spectacle but because of alignment. Expect the gentle architecture of relief to show itself there. You are learning the difference between urgency and importance. Urgency shouts to be first, importance stands steady and waits to be chosen. Tonight you are choosing importance. Someone close to you will feel Your reply will be simple and kind. You will speak from the new center that does not argue to exist. You will stand in the space you earned without the need to explain why. The blessing on your path expands like a sunrise that forgot how to be shy. It reaches every corner of the room where doubt once stacked boxes. You can move your arms without knocking anything over. This is how freedom begins to look in the body. The jaw unlocks, the breath grows round, the shoulders lower as if the sky itself has lifted. Your steps stop tiptoeing and become certain on the floorboards. Your loved one brings a memory of when you showed up for them without being asked. They hold it up to the light so you can see your own goodness illuminated. They want you to treat yourself with the same devotion now. You are asked to keep one promise to yourself each day. It doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be kept. Kept promises knit the bridge strong across the river of change. A quiet strength rises that prefers real results to dramatic announcements. It spends its currency on follow-through. It measures success by inner weather before outer applause. The person who once underestimated you will feel the distance widen. You are not punishing, you are calibrating. Your life makes room for what actually nourishes it. You will find companions who speak the language of steadiness. They understand the value of clean boundaries and honest time. With them your laughter lands softly and does not echo with regret. Your guide in the blue light continues to clear the air. Old fantasies lose their gloss because real things have arrived. You no longer trade your peace for possibility under weak contracts. Work begins to feel like contribution instead of atonement. You bring your gifts without apology and they fit the task as if the task learned your shape. The results gather like wheat that was always planted but needed rain. On a morning soon, you will wake with a certainty that requires no validation. The plan you have been circling will stand ready. The first step will feel like home. Your loved one approves with a warmth that crosses every border. They sign your courage with their smile. Their blessing sticks to your day like gold dust on fingertips. There is a phone call you don't need to make. There is a message you don't need to defend. There is a silence that will do the work for you. Value condenses around your name as you choose better rooms. People who recognize it will step forward, those who sought to bargain it down will drift. Gravity finally favors what is real. You will see small salvations arranged in ordinary places. A seat opens on a crowded ride and you rest. A door that once jammed slides smooth. A stranger's kindness arrives on the exact minute discouragement tried to land. This is not coincidence, this is alignment. Your life is agreeing with itself. The pieces you once carried separately are shaking hands. You start releasing blame like a coat that is suddenly too heavy for the weather. It falls to the chair and stays there. The air thins and you remember how far your lungs can reach. Forgiveness, when it comes, arrives as a practical freedom. It is not permission to repeat harm, it is permission to walk without chains. You feel your stride lengthen because you are traveling lighter. Your protector marks off a garden inside your attention. Only what feeds you is allowed to root there. Everything else is gently removed before it starts to steal water. You become careful with language, not because you are afraid, but because words are building materials. You choose bricks over paper. You choose foundations over fireworks. A letter will arrive with a possibility inside it. Open it when you are calm. Read it twice and answer once from the place in you that never bargains with your worth. Your loved one leaves a sign that belongs only to your shared story. It may be a tune that played on a road trip, a scent that followed laughter, a phrase that once dropped both of you into the same joke. When it appears, nod back, that is the wave across the field. You are traveling from survival to participation. The landscape looks different when you are not hiding. Colors return you thought were sold for parts. The silence you cherish is not empty. It is full of instructions delivered without hurry. You learn to hear with the whole body, not just the ears. Old fears will make one more attempt to audition for lead roles. They will present resumes filled with years of experience. You will thank them for their service and retire them with benefits. In their place, you hire clarity. You hire pacing. You hire joy that does not need an audience. A conversation with yourself becomes your most trusted meeting. You arrive on time, you tell the truth, you leave with an action that matches your values. Over months, this meeting builds a life that doesn't wobble. Archangel Michael says keep the house of your attention swept. Visitors cannot hide in rooms you keep bright. The windows of focus invite good weather. You begin to understand that safety is not the same as shrinking. Safety is the right size for your soul. Safety is the right speed for your nervous system. The next invitation you accept will be because you want to, not because you fear the consequences of saying no. Desire chooses better doors than dread. Desire chooses roads that return you to yourself. You replace catastrophizing with rehearsals of success. You picture things going well and your body learns the choreography. When the moment arrives, your hands already know where to rest. Your loved one whispers encouragement that sounds like wind in tall grass. They are proud of the way you stayed when staying was noble and how you left when leaving was required. They trust your compass because you earned it the long way. Grief becomes less like an anchor and more like a river that knows where it's going. You carry it by walking with it instead of fighting its current. It carries you by cleaning stones you didn't know you could shine. There will be a day when you handle a conflict with an ease that would have astonished your younger self. Quiet competence will lead the room. Afterward, you will smile and set down the weight you used to lift for applause. Your protector keeps adjusting the focus so details sharpen. The clause you needed to read becomes visible. The smile you can trust becomes obvious. You start trusting endings because they move you to beginnings that needed room. Doors close like books finished with gratitude. New chapters do not rush, they unfold with respect for your pace. You will sleep the kind of sleep that fixes things. Morning will greet you like a teammate, not a test. The mirror will hold your gaze without flinching. Habits align to support the life you say you want. Small routines become quiet scaffolding. The day stands taller because of them. Money learns to respect you when you respect your agreements. You place it where it can breathe and grow. You stop using it to make apologies you no longer owe. The plan that once stalked your peace has lost the map to your door. It wanders without influence because you removed its fuel. Your attention now waters what is building you, not what is breaking you. Your loved one's pride arrives in waves. It does not make a speech, it makes a space where you can stand fully. You feel taller inside your own name. Soon you will give something you once hoarded and discover it multiplies. Generosity follows safety like a river follows gravity. You are safe enough now to be generous without erasing yourself. You will also receive without suspicion when the source is clean. Help will land on your porch and you will let it in. Collaboration will feel like harmony, not like a debt. A quiet ceremony happens each morning when your feet touch the floor. You agree to your life again. The agreement is mutual, your life agrees to you. You will notice that joy does not only arrive after big victories. It hides in the right mug, the right song at the right volume, the right pause before speaking. It turns minutes into places you want to live. Your protector keeps sweeping your path of the pebbles that once made you stumble. Not all of them, enough that you can walk with rhythm. The rest teach your stride to stay awake. You begin to plan with kindness toward future you. You leave notes that make sense. You stock the fridge for the version of you who will be tired and grateful. The world you move through starts to reflect better choices back at you. Invitations upgrade. Conversations deepen. Time stops pretending to be your enemy. You will look back at this threshold and recognize it as the hour your life trusted you to lead. Not with bravado, but with grounded certainty. Not with noise, but with song. Your loved one returns to the quiet field beyond the fence and keeps watch. Their love does not clock out. Their blessing remains signed in the ledger of your days. When memories sneak up on you, you hold them gently until their edges soften. You let the sweetness rise to the top. You release the rest the way trees release last year's leaves. You keep going, consistent and awake. You rest on purpose. You move on time. And as this chapter settles into the foundation of your becoming, the message continues to work without fanfare. It widens your horizon. It steadies your hands. You are the trusted keeper of your own name now. You are the calm in your own weather. You are the author who writes without flinching. The pages ahead wait with an eagerness that respects your pace. They turn when you are ready. They reveal what belongs to you and nothing less. Your loved one's final gesture is a hand over their heart and then over yours. It means the bond remains useful and kind. It means you are accompanied by love that does not fray. Carry this steadiness into your next decision and the next after that. Let it flavor your schedule and your sentences. Let it be the ground you prefer. The warning fulfilled its highest purpose, to deliver you safely to your own clarity. Everything after this is practice. Everything after this is continuity. You enter your day with a light that doesn't ask permission to shine. It simply shines because it is true. It simply shines because you are here. Keep walking, luminous and measured. Keep listening, grounded and brave. Keep choosing, aligned and unhurried. The story is still yours and now it fits. The road is still yours and now it welcomes you. The future is still yours and now it recognizes your stride. Archangel Michael says the corridor ahead is lit by choices that match your true weight. Each light turns on as your foot reaches it, never late and never early. Your stride teaches the day how to honor you. You gather your calm the way a harp gathers resonance. Stillness becomes a tool you can reach for in any room. You no longer barter your quiet for someone else's storm. Your loved one places another small sign in your path. It lands as a memory you had misfiled under survival. You relabel it under wisdom and feel space open in your chest. You begin to speak to yourself the way healers speak to gardens. Your words lean toward growth and clarity. Even your silences carry nutrition. A letter of apology forms in your heart to the versions of you that did not know better. You send it without postage because the distance is internal. Understanding arrives and begins the repair. The room where you plan your days grows brighter. You replace deadlines that bruised you with timelines that steward you. Precision replaces pressure and the work deepens. Archangel Michael says practice the stance that refuses panic. Shoulders low, breath round, gaze steady. Decisions made from that stance come signed by your integrity. Each morning you polish the hinge on a door called discipline. It swings without squeak now. It opens to a landscape where your effort finally multiplies. Your loved one guides your attention to the page you keep avoiding. The ink has waited long enough. 3 honest lines appear and the rest follow as if relieved. You allow good things to arrive without interrogations. They take their coats off and stay. The house of your life learns hospitality without self-erasure. Old narratives knock with rehearsed urgency. You answer with a boundary that fits like custom armor. The knock loses its rhythm and wanders away. Your pace stabilizes into something beautiful. You move with an economy that spends energy only where outcomes can grow. Waste falls away like ash after the fire has done its work. You notice the body remembering safety. Jaw loose, throat open, spine curious. Movement becomes less like flinching and more like conversation. Archangel Michael says your name wears a crown of small dignities. These dignities are renewable and close at hand. You secure them daily through action that matches your values. The plan that once threatened you looks smaller from here. Perspective builds altitude and altitude builds mercy. You can see the pattern without stepping into it again. Your loved one sets a seat at your inner table for discernment. Discernment eats slowly and leaves crumbs of peace. You clean the crumbs with gratitude because they season the next day. Your laugh returns in a new register. It carries the sound of a door you shut with love. Even grief hums along without discord. You remember to feed wonder. You give it small tasks like noticing the exact weight of orange light at dusk. Wonder pays you back by keeping your edges soft where they should be soft. The calendar begins to respect you. Blocks of focus protect what matters. Interruptions learn to ask permission and often receive no. Archangel Michael says keep 3 tools within reach. A pause that cannot be stolen. A no that does not wobble. A yes that can carry weight. You accept companionship from people whose presence does not require translation. Your nervous system recognizes them first. Your mind follows with relief. Your loved one brings a scent that belongs to a joy you shared. It walks through the room like a familiar song. You nod and keep working because you finally trust the continuity of love. Tangible proof arrives in modest clothing. A bill is lower than expected. A result lands cleaner than you planned. A stranger's kindness arrives with perfect timing. You practice the art of leaving before the harm begins. Your feet know the choreography now. Exit becomes a kindness to both sides of the door. Old adrenaline looks for a job and retires when you stop hiring it. Calm takes the position with benefits. The company of your life posts record gains in steadiness. Archangel Michael says revise the story where you were only the wounded. Insert the scenes where you built, repaired, chose, and continued. The narrative balances and your posture follows. You start measuring opportunities by the breath they allow rather than the noise they promise. Spaciousness becomes your metric. Spaciousness becomes your wealth. Your loved one leaves 3 coins in the theater of your day. Coin 1 is time returned. Coin 2 is clarity granted. Coin 3 is affection that doesn't turn into debt. You map your influence honestly. Some fields are yours to tend. Some are not yours even if you care. Sleep comes as an ally. Dreams organize and file what daytime cannot. You wake with drawers labeled and a desk that invites work. Archangel Michael says teach your attention to sit. It learns quickly because it likes the chair you made. Trained attention becomes a gentle power. A conversation unfolds where you once braced for impact. You stay soft without becoming small. Your words land like rain that knows exactly where to fall. You recommit to a practice that once saved you in secret. It is no longer a rescue, it is a rhythm. The day exhale changes shape to fit it. Your loved one claps without sound from the other field. The grass around them moves like applause. You feel it as warmth that lingers after the moment passes. You visit a room of difficult memories and turn on a lamp. The furniture still exists, but the angles are friendlier under light. You sit for a minute and then you leave by choice. Patterns that once disguised themselves reveal their stitching. You trace the thread and cut it with care. The cloth of your future stops unraveling. Archangel Michael says learn the kindness of precision. Say what you mean and only that. Life respects a clean edge. You take inventory of obligations and donate what no longer fits your life. Shelves open for supplies that serve your next chapter. Dust retires because motion has returned. A door that would have dazzled you last year stays closed now. You recognize the glitter as camouflage. Your feet keep walking toward something quiet and true. Your loved one guides your hand to the right book at the right time. A paragraph unlocks a room in your understanding. The hinge swings and you step through without drama. You assemble a small council of inner voices that have earned the microphone. Courage speaks first, then honesty, then patience. Panic waits outside and never gets called in. Archangel Michael says praise your progress in specific terms. You held your boundary. You chose rest over performance. You told the truth without a preamble. Your work begins to reflect the structure of your healing. It is sturdier at the joints. It holds weight without groaning. You feel a chapter close with dignity. The page does not tear. The book thanks you for reading it well. Your loved one's presence becomes less like interruption and more like a current under the boat. It carries you when you tire. It never asks for attention as payment. You develop a ritual for returning to center. 3 breaths. A hand over the heart. A sentence that fits your bones. Archangel Michael says shape the air around your name with kindness. Speak it softly when the world grows sharp. Let it be a bell that calls your strength back to the room. A message arrives that used to hook you into defense. You answer with brevity and end the exchange cleanly. The rest of your energy does work that matters. You begin to sense distance between stimulus and response. Inside that distance, you set a chair and a small lamp. You sit there often and choose well. Your loved one tucks a memory of their laughter into your pocket. It is a portable sunrise. You unfold it when the clouds try to multiply. You audit your tools and upgrade without apology. Old coping mechanisms bow out with thanks. New capacities take their seats with quiet confidence. Archangel Michael says the horizon has shifted in your favor. The line where sky meets earth moved closer because you are walking toward it with alignment. Every step contracts the distance with generosity. You tie off one remaining thread that linked you to a bargain against yourself. It falls without drama. Silence blooms in its place like a field after rain. You touch the places in your home that have learned your new steadiness. The chair that holds your reading. The table that holds your plans. The door that knows your stride. Your loved one's final gift for this stretch of days is simple. A sense that you can trust what is quiet when it feels clean. A certainty that you can decline what is loud when it feels thin. Archangel Michael says continue in this direction. Keep choosing the road where your breath remains round and your name remains whole. Keep watching for the modest miracles that follow alignment like birds follow a plow. You set your schedule with reverence. You set your words with C.